Here's a 77648AN. Good friend will be getting this one. He is also getting that 6250. That is absolutely mint. Normally I wouldn't sell it, but I do need the money right now. So, but this thing I was planning on keeping, but I offered it to him since he did sell an SO model just like that one that I had finished up. And I was like, you know what? I'll offer this one up to him and see if he wants it. And he said yes. It is in great condition. I did completely go through this fan. I restored it, and I've been using this one actually every night for the past week. It's great. Blades are in great shape. Paint is also in good condition after I completely cleaned it, which was a pain in the butt, but it's a whole lot easier when the fan's taken apart. I did change the head wire. I didn't have any extra head wire that I did for the 12-inch AN model that I videoed. Some other collector bought that one. He really wanted it, and I was like, well, this one's restored. So, but this model has just some generic thin wire, twisted wire. This stuff actually kind of goes along or matches the size of those models, but I didn't have any of the good wire. So, has some paint loss. Honestly, not bad. And if you're wondering why this is black, it's because they painted over. There is no wrinkle bronze paint. They have to do it in black, and then they paint over with bronze. So that's why this scratches away. And I mean, it's not that bad. It's actually not really dented. Besides, like maybe a small dent over here, but it's just worn away. Tag has a little paint loss, but it's really not bad. It's a 1948 model, and the back of the blade just looks just as good. So this is also the early model that still has the color oscillator, where you can adjust it. The midway through the year they got rid of that, so it's a cool option. You can wall mount it and have it point to a certain direction. So enough rambling in here. Let me flip it on. Here it is on. It's very, very efficient, and it actually runs a lot faster than the most 16-inch AN or 7.7 models, which is surprising. It's like a 1 year only thing. I mean, the 1947 model does the same, but it moves a lot of air. Moves more air than some other models that I've owned from this around the same era. That's just my blinds moving. But I'll set it to oscillation, full arc. And I love sleeping with this thing on. Even though it's wintertime, it's perfect. I do point it away from me because it moves a lot of air. That's just on low. If I was to keep it, this thing would be awesome. I do have the 12 or the 16-inch model and the 12-inch model. 12-inch model does not move the same amount of air on low. It's actually a lot slower than some of my other 12-inch models, which is surprising, but I have two fans from that era, even two pedestal fans from that era, and they all run that slow. So I think it's just they just made them to run slower, so they're quieter. They are quiet and still move a decent amount of air, but it's not like as efficient as this thing. But those were meant for more indoors or in homes, and this was more industrial, even though perfectly usable in the house. That's why you see so many of these 16-inch 7.7s, is because offices would get them, and they would see no incentive of buying the 12-inch model when this moved more air for the price. So for ambling, and here it is on medium. I did change the capacitor out. The original one started leaking, and just didn't want to risk it, especially with PCBs. Those capacitors are very efficient, but they cause cancer if you touch them to your skin. So if you have a leaking fan that has a old capacitor in it, wear some gloves, dispose of the capacitor properly, and match the MF or the microfarads and the voltage readings to a new capacitor. Voltage isn't as important, but you never want to go lower than what it's rated for. Say if it was 100 or 220 vac, you want to at least no lower than 220, because that's the voltage it's rated to handle. So, but the microfarad, you want to get really close. You can put like 0.25 microfarad higher, but I wouldn't recommend it. You see the power factor is not bad. Spin down time's pretty good for a 7.7 since I've been using it for a while. Some of these, if you overpack the gearbox, they don't spin down as long, but this one I packed just right, 3/4 of the way full of grease. So, and the bearing you fill up completely with oil. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.